Good evening, folks, and thank you for joining us on another edition of the Nightmare Hunter podcast. You got a semi-full house tonight. You got me, Ravi, and Doc. Unfortunately, Steve's working tonight, so you just kind of put up with the three of us. And I think it's going to be a fun night regardless. Doc, how the hell are you, brother?
Wyatt, I am rolling.
Loving the hat, Doc, that jaunty angle.
Thank you.
And Robbie and I are sporting our new Nightmare Hunter hats. These came out really good. I'll put mine up a little closer so you guys can see it. These came out really awesome. If you want to get yours, get a hold of Robbie. And to mods, I want to let the mods know. I think I already mentioned it in the mod chat, but let the mods know we've got the mod hats done as well, and I'll be shipping those out to them here pretty soon. But look forward to these. We'll probably have a few of these on the table in Ohio. Probably won't have any with me at the convention here in Missouri, but we'll probably have a few of them on the table in Ohio. And look for these and other cool things coming in the very near future. Boys, how you guys been?
Better this Saturday than I was last Saturday. So.
Yeah, your team won.
Yeah. I've been busier than a one-legged man in a butt-kicking contest.
I was going to say that exact thing.
Good Lord.
Well, you know, busy is good when it comes to putting birthdays in boxes, as you say.
I'll take it every single day, man. I just thank
Twice
the good Lord above for it.
And we're happy to hear that you get the orders coming in, brother. Believe me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Y'all keep them coming, folks. Keep them coming.
We got a pretty full house, and we've already got 80 people watching. That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to do our best to entertain you folks tonight. If nothing else, we can probably serve as a bad example. And
right.
We will probably, at some point you may notice a little bit of slurred speech because I'm enjoying a little blueberry mead tonight, and it is quite potent. It has got a little bit of a bite to it, and I'm enjoying it.
Indubitably, good sir.
Hillary says, I was watching Wild West the other night when all of a sudden I had an epiphany. Someone looked so familiar, I'm a little slow on the draw.
Why Hillary? Whatever could you mean?
That's our doc. Hi, Travis. He says hello to all the members of the DAX Machination. Travis, welcome to the show, man. Glad to have you here.
And hey, everybody that said hello to me. Thank you.
Good Count Docula is back from the undead.
Yes. Mostly
is that a Rainier shirt you're wearing? My Longmire friend?
Why, yes, it is, good sir.
Didn't you wear that to meet the man himself, Robert?
Did. He liked the hat and the shirt and the belt buckle.
Hell yeah! I'm jealous. I want to go to Longmire days.
And he loved this little fella right here.
You know, I'm so jealous of Craig. Craig's a great writer, super nice guy. But I'm so jealous that they made a Longmire days. I would love for something like that, like a festival for like about my books.
Yeah,
that would be so badass.
Nightmare Hunter days, Wild Hunt days, something like that.
Well, we could do it down at Bennett Springs every year when they used to do Hillbilly Days. Oh,
that could be fun.
When they used to do Hillbilly Days down at Bennett Springs, man, it was like what do they call those Mountain Man rendezvous?
Yeah,
it was a week-long rendezvous. There were people there with doing black powder displays, people camping in teepees. It was week-long, and they don't do it anymore.
Yeah, one of my buddies used to go with them rendezvous, and
those rendezvous are neat.
Yeah, I think he went to one in Tennessee. He was a special forces dude I knew, and man, he brain tanned his own buckskin and sewed his own.
Brain tanning is a dying art. Ain't a whole lot of folks do it anymore.
Dude, he made the horn buttons. He cut them. He used a hand drill. He didn't use any kind of power. All of his stuff was done primitively, and it was really freaking cool.
I bet.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I would love to do something like that. That would be cool. I want to go to Longmire Days one of these days, though.
I hope they keep having them, man. It's just by the the graciousness of the actors because they come there, they volunteer their time. They don't get paid a dime to come up there. The Longmire Foundation covers all the room and board, their transportation, food, and everything like that. And these folks are just so gracious with their time to do that. So I'm hoping that it keeps going over the next few years because I really enjoyed going. Me and Angie both did.
I know we're off topic. We haven't even got to the topic yet, but
Shocker.
we're talking about Longmire. That poem that Lucian Connolly reads about the cowboy always being a dying breed.
Yeah.
To me, that the imagery in that is really powerful.
Yeah, that was a great.
A good death is hard to find.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite episodes with that cowboy poetry thing. Really cool. Really cool. Yeah, he's a great writer and I mean, they did take a lot of artistic license with the show from the books because it's absolutely nothing like the books, but still very well done.
Well, I think while they deviated a lot from the books, I still think they captured the spirit of the books.
Oh, they did. Yeah, especially like with him and how Vic was always the consummate smartass, and everything like that. But I've read it. I read every one of his books. Longmire books. I got several signed, and
I'm in the process of collecting them.
Yeah, they're worth it, man. Yeah, another one of my favorite authors. So I got two of my favorite authors right here. So
wait, I've got that. I can do that.
I'm thinking about writing a short story based on Doc and bringing Angie in there at some point as well. So
you should, man.
Yeah, because that legend of Doc.
What was it? The Natchez Medicine Man.
Yeah, Natchez Medicine Man. I sent you. So yeah,
I think you should, man.
Yeah, I think it turned out pretty good. That little legend turned out. It kept growing and getting bigger than what I thought. So, and Angie read it and she's like, I really like the way you write. So, I don't know. One of these days.
I say go for it.
Yeah. Be kind of cool. Write a little novella.
There you go.
I can do it. Anybody can do it, Doc.
Yeah, I'm slow, man. I'm very slow. I have ADHD when it comes to that stuff. So.
Well, I'm just an uneducated hillbilly from the sticks of Missouri.
Y'all were both talking. I couldn't hear a damn thing.
I said, I'm just an uneducated hillbilly from the sticks of Missouri.
And I said, I'm slow, not the same kind of slow you're talking about.
I'm not a smart man, but I know what love is.
I know what a keyboard is.
So, man, this is going to be some interesting topics.
Yeah, we should probably start steering toward the topics before we start losing viewers.
Probably.
You know what really kind of... We've talked about Mandela Effects before, and that's probably going to be the bulk of what we talk about because there's just so many.
Yeah.
But what got me really to thinking about the parallel universes and alternate timelines was a video interview I watched from one of my favorite authors. And when you hear people say, oh, I think we're living in a simulation, that kind of thing, most people that say that have to say that after watching the movie The Matrix. But not this guy. Philip K. Dick was one of my favorite sci-fi writers. He wrote the movie that would become Blade Runner. He wrote the book Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, which was the original title. He wrote The Running Man. He wrote The Man in the High Castle. He's a fantastic sci-fi writer. But in 1974, he was already saying he believed we lived in a simulation and that at some points in our lives, what we think is deja vu is just our memory kicking in from an alternate timeline.
Huh.
And he believed that time isn't necessarily linear, that everything is happening pretty much all at once, only we're viewing it through a moving perception.
It makes my head hurt to even think about
That's kind of, but he He said Philip K. Dick viewed reality as potentially fluid, a computer-programmed reality subject to manipulation and alteration, leading to the concept of multiple alternate realities or parallel worlds, or as you guys would experience it. Most of you have seen the Avengers movies, the multiverse theory. This is early multiverse theory, where variables could change, causing divergences in history and personal identity. His characters often grapple with deceptive or false realities, false memories, and psychological manipulation, questioning their own identity and experiences. He suggested that the clues to these changes could manifest as fleeting impressions, deja vu, or dreams of places and people you haven't met before, hitting at a complex and interconnected system of realities. And I don't know if any of you guys have read The Man in the High Castle or watched the movie. Are you guys familiar with it? Here's the Cliff's Notes version. It's an alternative history. It's science fiction, but it's an alternative history if the Nazis had won in World War II.
Oh, okay.
It was occupied America.
I've seen the ads for it and everything way back in the day, but yeah.
Well, Philip K. Dick was convinced that he didn't write that. He was recalling memories of a timeline that was erased.
Weird.
Because he said the images that he put into that book were so vivid in his mind that they couldn't just be flights of fancy. They couldn't have been just his creativity kicking in. He said they were concrete. It was a sharp memory for him. And he went to his grave believing that the Man in the High Castle actually happened in another dimension.
Doctor and crop dusted you again.
Oh yeah, man. Good God.
And another famous writer, J.R.R. Tolkien.
Yeah.
That the entire Middle Earth, it all came to him in dreams after he visited a cave in Scotland.
Huh. Well, he wrote that whole language.
Yeah, he was a linguist. I mean, he taught English at Cambridge University and Oxford. So he was a professor of language. He took elements from Norse mythology. Well, Middle Earth is Midgard. That's what Midgard means. But he took elements from Norse mythology. In fact, the names of the original dwarves in The Hobbit plus Gandalf all appear in some of the Poetic Eddas. All of those names were listed as in part of Norse mythology. But he said that those were more than just stories, that those were events that he saw, and he merely transcribed them. And there are a lot of writers that say that some of their most intense stories, the ones they visualized the most, were the ones that they were glimpsing through the curtain of dreams, or what they call what they said, catching glimpses through the mist. Now, I'm not necessarily trying to compare myself to any of those writers, but that's how Ragnarok started. I could not get it out of my head. Me and some other officers had a conversation about what if zombies hit Springfield. And after that, I couldn't get it out of my head. I dreamed about it. That book that series from beginning to end was already complete in my head before I started the first page.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
I knew the whole story. I knew from word one how that story was going to end.
That's really cool.
And I can't explain it. I mean, it's just weird.
Well, it's like I believe that if you have a recurring dream, that could be from, and I'm not getting the whole theology or anything like that. Okay, so I know some people are like, oh, that's not biblical or scriptural or whatever. I'm not getting into that. Okay, I'm not getting any kind of religiosity or anything like that. Okay, so let's just take that out of here and put it over here on the side. Put a pin in it. Have you ever had dreams? I started having a dream when I was 9 years old, and I had this dream at least once a week for a couple of years, right? And it was in a previous time, and it was in a previous event, and it was so realistic. I mean, have you ever had a dream so real you could smell things?
Oh yeah.
And it was so real. And I wrote a paper on it when I was in college, in nursing school, in a psychology class. And my professor said, "Hey, can I talk to you about your paper?" And I was like, "Was it bad?" And he's like, "No, actually, it was really good. I want to sit here and pick your brain about this," because he was a clinical psychologist, and he was like, "Man," he said, "do you believe in other dimensions or past lives or anything like that?" I said, "Well, I've never really thought about it, because it was kind of as a Southern Baptist kid, that's not something that's not dinner table discussion. You know what I mean? You ain't sitting there talking about it at supper." But it was weird, and it's a whole dimensional thing when you said that. How everything's happening, alternately, but at the same time. I don't know, man. That's kind of something to think about. I don't know.
Well, Patton was a big believer in
Yeah.
Previous lives.
Yeah, because he thought he said he was like, wasn't he like a centurion or a Caesar or something like
if
that?
If you read his poem Through a Glass Darkly, and Through a Mirror Darkly, if you read that poem, it's a long poem. It's like 4 or 5 pages long, but he's recounting memories he had of being a warrior and born again through time, always a warrior and always dying for the cause.
Wow, that's pretty freaking cool, man. That's pretty interesting.
He talks about, being on Creasy's field when their plate gave way. He talks about fighting with the Legion. And even if you watch the movie Patton, they actually put that in there. The novelization is much better. But when they got to Carthage in North Africa, him and Omar Bradley got out of the Jeep, and he's like, "George, why are you here?" And he said, "I was here." Oh, he said, "Omar, I was here." He's like, "What do you mean? We just got here. We've never been here before." He said, "No, this is Carthage." And he started describing where the buildings were.
Whoa. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Robbie, what do you think, man? What's your take on that kind of stuff, man? The interdimensional or, multiple dimensions, the multiverse, as it were.
Well, kind of like you, that's not dinner table stuff that I've ever discussed.
Right.
I mean, y'all know me. You know what I believe. I don't personally believe in reincarnation or anything like that. But I also know that there are things that I can't explain.
Mm-hmm.
And just because I don't understand it does not mean that I can sit there and say, no, it doesn't exist.
Right.
Because I look at things this way. If there's things like Bigfoot and Dogman out there, what else can be out there? And I know for a fact that Bigfoot's out there because I've seen it several times. So,
well, Robbie,
I've seen a UFO. So, I mean,
how about this? You and I have had this conversation before. Jules Verne, H.G. Wells, some of those early writers, there is no logical explanation for how they saw that advanced technology.
I know, and that's why I say I know what I believe, and I stick to my convictions and my beliefs. But I also know that I'm nowhere near smart enough to explain the stuff that I can't understand. So I'm not going to argue with anybody who says no. I don't know. I'm just to steal a line from DA and add a little bit to it. I'm just an ignorant hick from South Carolina. I don't know. There are a lot of weird things that there's just no way to explain them. So
here's a thought, and this is kind of out there, but it might be a little slightly more tangible explanation. What if what we're thinking of as past lives are flashes of genetic memory passed down from generations before?
Yeah. Oh, you know what, dude? That's funny you said that because Angela Monroe just said something like that. She said, "I have a theory on past lives that involves genetic imprinting. Since your DNA is that of your ancestors, some people see through stronger than others."
They documented an experiment with, I believe it was chimps on an island. That chimps on one side of the island developed a skill for fishing, and out of the blue, without any explanation why or any interbreeding between the two groups, the chimps on the other side just one day started doing it.
Huh. That's cool.
And they can't explain it.
Well, yeah. I mean, how it's just like if you breed wolves in captivity, you would think wolves born in captivity and wolves born in the wild would act totally different. Because if a wolf is born in captivity and it's taken away from its mother, and it had, or even it go back a couple of generations, say you had a couple of generations born in captivity, and all that stuff, how do the wolves, are 2 or 3 generations removed from the wild, how do they know how to hunt? How do they know how to the pack mentality and all that stuff? I can't answer that, but that's
interesting. It's just like when Ranger was about a year old or whatever. I remember I was messing around with I was not messing around. I was cleaning one of my guns, a handgun, and man, he locked onto it, right? And he just fixated on it. And then all of a sudden he went for that gun hand. Well, his dad was a police dog, and his mom was Schutzhund, so she was a bite dog. She was a trained bite dog, and so and he never was trained like that. But I believe that DNA, imprinting was there. So he instinctively knew what to do, just like those monkeys, just like those wolves, just like people. Why do we not want to stand in a doorway? We outline ourselves, things like that. So yeah, I don't know.
I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm for disclaimer for purposes of the show. Where's the disclaimer that I want? Right here. Fair use notice. Fair use. I'm going to read a couple of stanzas of that poem. It starts out, it says, "Through the travail of ages, midst the pomp and toil of war, I have fought and strove and perished countless times upon this star." Farther down, it says, "I have sinned and I have suffered, played the hero and the knave, fought for belly, shame, and country, and for each I found a grave."
Oh, I got chills when you read that, dude. That's pretty cool.
"I cannot name my battles, for the visions are not clear, yet I see the twisted faces, and I feel the rending spear."
That's
that
deep.
Poem just gives me chills every time I read it.
That's deep. I gotta reread that. I hadn't read that since college. I need to read that.
At the last stanza says, "So forever in the future shall I battle as of yore, dying to be born a fighter, but to die again once more."
Wow. Whew. Chills. That's pretty cool.
That is such a powerful poem.
It is.
And he firmly believed he'd lived before. But, it might just be tracing his lineage back. His family might have been soldiers back to the time of Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't necessarily have to have the blood of the centurion in you to have that effect.
But it helps.
But it helps.
Gideon. What?
Yeah.
Among others.
Yep, exactly. All right. So parallel worlds.
Like in the multiverse theory in Marvel comics, the Marvel movies, they are realities that are very, very close, if not nearly identical to our own, that exist just outside our dimension. And here's the weird part is we already know that things outside of our perception exist because humans see less than 10% of the visual light spectrum. Cats see like 60. So 90% of what we perceive as reality is happening without us having any perception of it whatsoever.
Okay, so there's something I read not too long ago. I can't remember what decade it was, but this guy came into Japan with a passport from a country that doesn't exist. And when the Japanese authorities went to question him about this in his hotel room, he was gone. Other stuff was there. He had disappeared. It was something to that extent. So
you're referring to the urban legend of the man from Taured, who supposedly arrived in Tokyo's Haneda Airport in 1954 with a valid passport from a country that doesn't exist. He claimed he was from the country of Taured, They put him in a guarded hotel room to try to straighten it out. And when they went to interview him, he was just gone.
Yeah, like a fart in the wind, gone. Yeah,
and they believe he was a crossover from another reality.
And then there's multiple cases of these types of incidents that I've read about and heard about, and you're like, man, there was a picture from the early 1900s or the 1940s, whatever, and it looked just like a dude talking on a cell phone.
Yeah, I've seen that one.
And so the whole time travel alternate universe.
Supposedly, there's a picture of a guy that looks like he's talking on a cell phone at Lincoln's Gettysburg Address.
No crap.
Kid you not.
You're only gonna believe what I'm seeing.
Let me see. See if I can find the.
But my thing is, how would he talk? I mean, I guess if they got that kind of technology to warp time, I guess they got the technology to talk through time. I don't know. Crazy, man. Crazy. I don't know. That's beyond. That's outside of my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's so many things, and not just in this world, in this universe, galaxy, however far you want to go. So many things that we have. Our minds are so finite that there's no way we can understand.
Oh yeah, it would warp our minds. Yeah. And Arlen Neal, Doc, there are people who got organ transplants that have memories from other people they got the organs from. 100%.
I've heard the same thing with blood transfusions.
They'll get the memories. They'll get the cravings. They'll start liking a food that previously before they never had liked, or music that this person's organ came from. Music they enjoyed, theater, things like that. It's really interesting to hear that. A girl that I knew in high school and college, her son died when he was 17 in a tragic accident, and his organs went to people. He saved a lot of lives, and this guy that got his heart started liking some of the same foods that her son liked, and the guy was like, "This is weird to me because I never really crave this food until after the organ transplant." So, yeah.
Well, I mean, and Doc, you can speak on this. Everybody's chemical signature in their body is completely and totally different.
Yeah.
That's why, you can't prescribe, like, if you and I had the exact same medical condition, they may not be able to prescribe the exact same kind of medicine for you or me because our bodies are going to handle it different.
Yeah.
So stuff like that would be no different. I mean, if you got a heart that's wired for one chemical signature and you put it in somebody else, that just
it's fascinating. It really is fascinating, and it makes you honestly, man. All this stuff we're talking about just makes me feel so small, so insignificant, so infinitesimal. I'm just this little popcorn fart in the universe of all this stuff that we don't know about, that we couldn't even possibly fathom, that we couldn't even comprehend. That would just blow our freaking minds. It's just, I don't know, man. It's fascinating to me.
Well, funny you mentioned blood types. The B negative blood type is considered strange primarily because it's one of the rarest blood types in the world, with less than 2% of the population having it, making it a critical resource for transfusions to recipients with the same or AB blood types. Another interesting characteristic is its unique antibody profile. B negative plasma contains anti-A antibodies and lacks the anti-B antibodies, meaning it can't be given to anyone with A blood. I have B negative. None of my siblings have B negative. Neither of my parents had B negative. None of my kids have B negative.
You the milkman's kid?
You might.
Yeah, that's highly unusual. To do the blood phenotype, I remember we did that in school. Doing the phenotypes and everything, you can kind of predict what somebody will have. It's pretty interesting, man. Yeah, that's
Yeah, Net's got, I believe it's O positive is what she has, and all the boys got some variant of O from her. But none of my siblings have B negative. Neither of my parents had B negative.
Hmm.
Just weird.
Which one is it that you can receive anybody else's blood, Doc?
I think that's
AB
is that O
negative.
positive or
No,
It's
it's
I thought it was one of the O's.
I'm one of the O's. but
One of the O's is a universal donor, and
O
one of the
negative.
O's is a universal
O negative.
receiver.
O negative and O positive can be given to pretty much anybody, right? O negative has the less type for a hemolytic reaction, but like AB negative can take any blood from anybody. They can take all the blood, and that's also one of the most rare blood types out there. Is AB negative? I think like less than 3% of the population.
I know the blood connection. I don't know if y'all got the blood connection where y'all, but that's our big blood bank around here. They love me to come and donate.
What are you?
Either O positive or O negative. I can't remember
Yeah,
which one.
I'm O positive. Angie's O positive. That's the good thing is Angie and I could give each other blood if we needed to. That's why I've got a couple of field transfusion kits here at the house. Maybe. So, it could happen. But
When I was in the Army, they found out I had B negative blood, and they made me give every blood for give blood for every week for a year.
that's pretty cool. I mean, not good for you. I mean, they can't. How often they make you give it?
Every week.
That's unsafe.
Yeah.
That's a lot of blood.
Their main thing was, if you start bleeding, we ain't got none to give you.
Dear God, you're not going to have any left. Holy crap, man. Yeah.
I went once a week to the TMC to give a pint of blood.
I bet you slept really good, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Of course, the night I gave blood, we always went out drinking, so I was a cheap date.
Why is Robert so sleepy all the time? He's so pale. Yeah. You don't look good, dude. Here, have a cookie and some grape juice. That'll make you feel better.
Every time we went to the chow hall, I doubled up on the meat portions.
God.
I was eating protein like I was going out of style.
That's what always got me about whenever they would go, when we give blood or whatever, or we'd be working the blood mobile, to help out with blood donations and everything. And I'm like, is it really safe taking a half a liter of blood from somebody, give them some grape juice and a cookie, and here, go get in your 6,000-pound automobile and get back on the freaking highway. Sounds perfectly awesome to me. Okay, thanks for the cookie. They're all freaking.
When I was in college, we used to go donate blood plasma, and then use the money to buy beer.
Oh yeah, yeah. They had right on Bragg Boulevard up at Bragg, man. They had a freaking plasma donation center, and before payday, that place was freaking packed with all the Joes, man.
Hey, there's several pew-pews in my collection that have been financed with plasma.
Go donate. Go to class 6.
Blood money. Robbie,
yeah, we'll make more.
That's funny. Man, we deviated real big time now. Holy crap. Okay, let's steer back.
Somebody grab the rope and drag this sucker back on track.
Course correct.
We're back in the median now. Let's get back on the highway.
Do a J turn.
I'm there. Alternate realities. So, I don't know.
In an alternate reality, stayed on topic.
Well,
there's a show out there going on right now that actually stayed on topic.
Yeah, or we're not cracking up and focused.
Yeah, exactly.
That's got to be a boring ass show, though.
Yeah, I know, right? This is what makes the show fun. Okay, so
alternate realities. The Man in the High Castle is an alternate reality.
Okay.
And that's a reality very much like our own, where one big key event changed all of history.
Okay.
And Philip K. Dick was convinced that he had lived through that, and he said, and much like an upgrade or a patch, when the software corrected itself.
I'm sorry, Northwoods freaking got me. I hope that means in an alternate reality I never met my ex.
Hey, Northwoods, that also means in some reality you never left her.
Oh my God. Ooh, that was good. Yeah, I mean that's kind of Yeah, that's kind of scary, man. That's kind of scary. Okay, so let's okay, we've talked about alternate reality a little bit. Let's talk about Mandela Effect. So, out of us three here, okay, I'm going to go first. The Mandela Effect thing I think of the most is the cornucopia, horn of plenty, in the Fruit of the Loom logo.
Yeah, I remember that being there,
Okay.
but that apparently was never a thing.
Bullshit.
I say bullshit. I remember that cornucopia, but they swear up and down it was never there.
I'm throwing the bullshit flag. All right. So
Call bullshit. 10 yards. Repeat third down.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. So, and I have seen pictures of people's hat. They had T-shirts and stuff like that that had the Fruit of the Loom with the cornucopia on there.
Well, okay. Here, this is one of my favorite. You know, the Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. I remember him saying, "Luke, I'm your father," but supposedly
he never did.
I remember him saying,
"I am your father." Okay,
It says, "No, I am your father."
okay. Who saw the movie Tommy Boy with Chris Farley?
Yeah,
Great movie.
What was it? What was Chris Farley saying in that fan? Luke, la la la, Luke, I am your father.
yeah.
And remember when David Spade walked by and says, "Ooh, this is what we learned for 10 years in college."
Yeah.
Chris Farley was so it's permeated other areas of pop culture. So
Okay.
if that's not true, why was Chris Farley saying it that way?
Okay, Robbie. So you remember you did that one. Da, what's one of the ones you remember? What's one of the Mandela Effect things you remember? Somebody else just mentioned something in here, and I'll see if you say that one.
Let's see. I think the biggest one for me is, when Queen sang "We Are the Champions," at the end of the song, they always say, "We are the champions of the world." They apparently never said that.
What?
The song just ends with "We are the champions."
I remember of the world.
I
remember it plainly. We are the champions of the world at the end. And according to Mandela Effects, they never said it.
Okay. All right. Somebody else just said in here, and I have to scroll way up because the chat's moving really fast. Berenstain Bears. STEIN and STAIN. Right?
I remember it being EIN.
I remember it being EIN.
I read those books to the boys when they were little.
I got freaking books in storage in Mississippi.
We got out in the garage. We got a whole boxes of kids' books out there.
Right. No, Lisa, I'm not grabbing for an old pair of Fruit of the Looms. We were too poor to wear Fruit of the Looms. We wore Sears Best.
Okay, here we go. The Monopoly Man. Monocle or no monocle?
Monocle.
Monocle, exactly. This says, Parker Brothers says he never had a monocle.
Where's it at, Doc? Throw it. Throw the laundry.
Bullshit.
Okay, here's a big one. We remember this commercial from when we were our kids. My baloney has a first name, it's OSCAR. My baloney has a second name, it's MEYER. Oscar Mayer, MEYER. My platoon guide in basic training was named Meyer, MEYER, and we called him Oscar Mayer. Apparently it's MAYER. And they claim it always has been.
I thought it was MAYER.
I thought it was MEYER.
What do you remember, Robbie? MA or ME?
E.
I remember MA. Dude, were we all living in alternate universes?
We may be. Okay, what about Febreze? How was Febreze spelled?
FEBREZE.
I remember it having two E's, FEBREEZE. But apparently it's only the one.
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
I can't read. I can't see that far. I got one over on my.
I need some in here for this little stinker right here in my lap. Jesus.
See, people in there, Monica Davis saying Febreze, FBREEZE.
See, I remember it with one E.
Okay.
Maybe
Some people are saying Meyer, MAYER. Some are saying MEYER.
Okay.
Right. I remember MAYER.
What did Roy Scheider say when he backed into the wheelhouse to Quint when he saw the shark the first time?
I think we're going to need a bigger boat.
We're going to need a bigger boat. What do you remember, Doc?
I don't know. I never watched that movie.
Apparently, supposedly what the line was is you're going to need a bigger boat instead of we're going to need a bigger boat, which
I
makes
remember
absolutely no
he did.
sense because they're all on the boat. Why would you look at him and say, you're going to need a bigger boat when you're standing on the fucking boat too? We are on the boat. We are going to need a bigger boat.
Yeah.
Okay,
Was-
remember when you were kids? Remember when we was kids watching Sunday night movies with Disney, and how
Yeah.
the Tinkerbell would fly out and put the sparkle on the eye?
Yeah.
Never happened.
What?
Disney says it never happened.
Bro, I remember that distinctly.
I remember it vividly.
Yes. Northwoods. No, duck treats, dude. He's been farting duck treats. He loves duck jerky.
Looney Tunes. How was TOONS or TUNES?
I think it was TUNES.
I think I remember TUNES.
I remember TOONS. But
Holy crap, dude. See, this is
Here's a good one for you. Do you remember the classic painting that they used to show on all the documentaries, and you'd see them on TV, of Henry VIII holding the turkey leg?
mm-hmm.
Doesn't exist.
who?
Henry
What?
VIII
Holding the big
holding
turkey.
the turkey, the big fat king that beheaded Anne Boleyn, holding the turkey leg.
Yeah.
Picture doesn't exist.
What?
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
It's so bizarre. You can't have any.
Okay, do you remember the the original animated Jungle Book? Do you remember when Mowgli was with Baloo and he's singing Bare Necessities? And at one point he's got a grass skirt and a coconut bra dancing around?
Yeah.
Never happened.
What?
Yeah, it did.
Disney
it
swears up and down. Never happened.
That's when he took off running when they started chasing.
I know. I remember it plain
the
as
skirt
day.
and the coconuts went flying around. He ran out of them.
Yeah, but Disney says that never happened.
Oh,
Go to
here we
flag.
go. Here we go. Lead-laced 1988 anomaly theory is a very interesting one. This is, yeah. Have y'all ever heard of that?
Uh-uh.
That there was a life-ending event in like a global a global what the hell's the word for it? A
Extinction level event.
extinction,
ELE.
extinction level event. Yeah, in 1988, and we all went to a parallel universe.
Thanos
Like that.
snapped us. So Thanos basically snapped us in 1988. Is what that's in
Yeah.
effect saying?
Okay. Here's a big one for you, and this is for everybody. Y'all in the chat chime in if you remember this. Do you remember a stupid kids movie with what's his name, Sinbad, the comedian,
Yeah,
playing Shazam?
he played the genie.
Yeah, they said that movie was never made.
Yeah, and then Lone Queen's like, isn't that the point of the Mandela things? We're all remembering different things. Well, yeah, but it is. We're all remembering different things. But why are we remembering different things? Could it be because of different dimensions, different universes? These things we're talking about, the parallel worlds and alternate realities. I mean, like the 1988 anomaly theory. So, yeah, man. I don't know.
Okay, have you seen the movie Saw?
No.
It's classic. Well, it's a gross horror film, but it's still a horror film.
I don't like torture movies.
Robbie, you've seen it, right?
Yep.
Okay. Do you remember him saying, "Do you want to play a game?"
Yeah.
He apparently never did. He said, "I want to play a game."
I thought he asked them, "Do you want to play a game?"
Yeah, that little creepy thing that rode the tricycle around. It come up and say, "Do you want to play a game?"
Yeah. That's weird.
Do you remember the big meme from Game of Thrones and Sean Bean saying "brace yourself"? That was never said. It's widely quoted, but he never actually said it in the series.
That's crazy.
But they made a meme about it.
Huh.
I think.
What squadron were you in at basic military training? I was in the 3701st. I don't know what they call it. I think it's like the 331st or 371st now. I don't know. I was in 3701. Dorm B9. We didn't call it barracks.
Northwood says reality changed for me in 1988, right after I set foot on Lackland Air Force Base.
Yeah, that's what
You know, when I remember things getting to get weird, I remember the event because they locked down Fort Leonard Wood. I was stationed on there. The Lockerbie, Scotland terrorist attack.
Ooh.
When that happened, things started changing.
What year was that? Was that 87?
That was 88.
88? Ooh. He was in 06. Oh, he was beating bloke. Drum and Bugle Corps.
Okay. Do you boys ever remember hearing word one about pickleball when we were kids?
I never heard
one. Never even freaking heard of pickleball. But now it's everywhere.
I was coaching soccer at Liberty 10 years ago. First time I'd ever heard of it.
But now everybody and their dog plays pickleball, and I'd never freaking heard of it until just recently. Yeah, pickleball's sudden popularity. Some claim they never heard of it, yet it's now everywhere as if it had merged from a parallel timeline.
Yeah, I didn't know about it until like last year, man. Honestly,
I'd never heard of it, but apparently people have been playing it for years.
Yeah, people are like, because my son, he's like, hey, let's go do, you want to go do pickleball with me? I was like, the hell is pickleball?
Okay. Was it the Flintstones or the Flintstones?
Flint.
Yeah, because it was a rock pun. Flintstones.
Yeah, that's why.
Apparently, it wasn't. There was never that second T. It was Flintstones.
Then why was everybody named after a rock then?
Right.
Mr. Stone, or excuse me, Mr. Slate.
Mr. Slate. Got the Flintstones chewables as a kid.
Yeah,
that's the reason why Gen X is immune to everything. Yeah. Pop the Wilma, I'm good.
Flintstone vitamins and hose water.
That's right. But apparently it was Flintstones the whole time, not Flintstones.
Okay, Mrs. Moon said we played pickleball in 1960, but no paddles, and then Barry Beezer says we called it paddleball.
I've never heard of pickleball.
Yeah, because it is like it's a big freaking paddle they hit it with.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Okay. What color was Tony the Tiger's nose?
Black.
Black. I always thought it was black. Apparently it's blue.
Huh?
Eating the table, weirdo.
Yeah, Tony the Tiger's nose is actually blue, but I thought it was black all my whole life. Okay. Is it Jif peanut butter or Jiffy peanut butter?
Jif.
Well, there's a Jif and there's a Jiffy.
But Jiffy apparently never existed. Where's your flag, Doc?
That's so weird.
Okay. All right. We're all fairly close together in age. We remember when Star Wars, when it was just called Star Wars, came out.
Yeah.
It wasn't a New Hope. It was just Star Wars. What color was C-3PO's leg?
Gold.
Was he completely gold, or did he have a silver leg?
I thought he was all gold.
The action figures I had were all gold.
Yeah,
but they're claiming now that he always had a silver leg.
That does not compute.
No, it do not. Okay. Kit Kat, one word, Kitkat, or Kit hyphen cat?
I thought it was smashed together.
I always thought it had the hyphen between Kit and Cat. Apparently it does not.
What about Chick-fil-A?
Yeah, that's another good one.
Hyphens?
Well, no, one was a C and what it was like CHIC or CHICK.
CHIC, I think, isn't it?
I think it is. I think it was CHIC.
Yeah, but some people said no, it was CHICK. And I was like,
yeah, a lot of people remember the CHIC-FIL-A or CHIK-FIL-A, but it's always had the CHICK spelling.
crazy, man.
Okay. Here's one for you. Do you remember the little snack crackers? Was it Cheez-It or Cheez-Its?
Cheese it.
Cheese it.
Apparently it's Cheez-It. I remember Cheez-Its. Just weird.
Interesting.
Okay. What did Neil Armstrong say when he first stepped on the moon?
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
But according to Neil himself, he claims he said one small step for a man.
Where's that, Doc?
That's so weird, man.
Okay. Do you guys remember when Mother Teresa became a saint in the 90s?
Yes.
Okay. It didn't happen until 2016.
Huh?
I thought they had a Time magazine cover on her.
Throw it, Doc. Throw it.
Same thing with Nelson Mandela. I remember Nelson Mandela dying when I was a kid in the 80s. And died in prison. But he didn't die until I think it was 2013, after becoming president of South Africa. I remember a huge big deal about it on the news about him dying in prison.
We're all living in a simulation. Yeah, and Vicki Dennison, and then they wonder why everybody's being diagnosed with dementia with all these companies changing shit on us.
Okay, here's a good one for you. Mr. Rogers, the beautiful day in the neighborhood, you remember that, right? Beautiful day in the neighborhood?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He said, it's a beautiful day in this neighborhood.
No, he did not.
No,
that's what it says.
No.
Yeah, I remember. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it's a beautiful
day.
Okay,
there you go. The movie Field of Dreams. Kevin Costner, classic film.
Build it and they will come.
Right. You build it, they will come. I remember that vividly. Yeah. But apparently, the line is, if you build it, he will come. Meaning his father.
No. Because he didn't even know that was his father at first. He was all he thought was it was going to be the team. He didn't realize it was his dad till the very end when he said, "Hey, Dad, want to have a catch?"
If you build it, they will come. Does everybody remember they in the chat?
I remember they will come. I clearly remember that.
Yeah. Cajun dog is Skynet messing with us. Damn Skynet.
No shit.
Freaking
Okay. Breakfast cereal, Fruit Loops. Okay, you guys remember Fruit Loops? I ate the shit out of Fruit Loops as a kid. Yeah. Was it Fruit Loops?
I think so.
Fruit.
Yeah. Well, that's what a lot of people. I remember Fruit, but apparently a lot of people remember it as Fruit, Fruit Loops.
I never really.
But there's no actual fruit in it, so I don't know how you can call it fruit.
I can't. That one I don't know for sure that one because I was a big Flintstones cereal guy.
Yeah, Fruity Pebbles. You guys have seen? Have you guys both seen Lord of the Rings?
Yes,
many times.
Okay. Fellowship of the Ring. Toward the end, Gandalf's holding off the Balrog. Well, what does he say?
You shall not.
No. When he's hanging on by his fingertips and about to fall.
Fly, you fools.
Doc?
I can't remember.
Apparently, millions of people say he said, "Run, you fools," and I remember it vividly because I just watched it not too long ago. Was "Fly, you fools," but millions of people insist it was "Run, you fools."
Fly, you fools. Because he goes, "Fly, you fools," and then let's go.
Yeah. LS 420 Stoner says, as I said, it's the corporations and elites trying to gaslight all of us. Honestly, I put some, yeah.
And apparently, millions of people believed that the Statue of Liberty was on Ellis Island. It's on Liberty Island. I thought it was on Ellis Island.
I distinctly remember when I flew in to New York, the pilot saying, "Okay, if you," I think it was, look to your left. We're flying over Ellis Island and the Statue of Liberty.
But apparently, it's called Liberty Island, according to this list of Mandela Effects.
That is so interesting. It really is. It's so interesting.
Okay, you remember the evil queen from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, the animated?
Yes.
What does she say when she looks in the mirror?
Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Who's the fairest?
Who's the fairest of them all?
But according to Disney, she said magic mirror.
Oh, throw it, Doc.
Throw the flag. Unnecessary bullshit. 20 yards. Still first down.
Exactly, man. Holy crap.
No, that's targeting.
They're going to be in the freaking locker room at this rate.
Mm-hmm.
Know it.
That's targeting. Liberty is disqualified from, or Disney is disqualified from the rest of the proceedings.
What are you doing, you crackhead?
Okay, Curious George, the kids' books, tail or no tail?
Had a no tail. I think. I don't remember.
I honestly can't recall, man.
I think.
Well, this says he never had a tail, but I think I remember him having a tail. I can't remember for sure. I remember reading some of those books to the boys when they were little, but I honestly think he had a tail.
I thought he did too. From what my memory says, but who knows?
Coca-Cola. Is there a hyphen between it or nothing? Is it Coca-Cola or Coca-Cola?
Hyphen.
It's never been there. I remember the hyphen. Hyphen's never been there. And that's from Coca-Cola.
That's so weird.
They're drinking their own original formula with the Coke in it.
Before the 1906 Food and Drug Act.
Yeah. Cold dope.
Isn't that right, Doc?
Okay. I've got a pair of them. They're in the living room, but the tennis shoes Skechers. How's it spelled?
Skechers.
That's the way most people remember it. But apparently there's a large number of people that claim it had a T in it.
I got nothing, man. Yeah, Lisa Smith, Doc, just hold that flag up. Yeah, exactly. Excuse me, that's freaking crazy.
Crazy. You're crazy.
Okay. Double stuff Oreos. 1 F or 2 on stuff.
1. I don't know. I'm spitballing. I don't eat it.
Yeah.
There's only 1. But most people you don't spell stuff with 1 F. That's got to be wrong.
Stuff.
It's just 1 F.
Robin Ray's like, I'm looking at a box of Fruit Loops with 2 O's and 2 O's. That's interesting.
Doc, you've been up to Alaska.
See.
Did you fly Alaskan Airlines?
No.
Do you remember Alaskan Airlines?
Yeah, the one with the Inuit dude or the Eskimo dude or whatever.
Apparently, it was never called Alaskan Airlines. It's Alaska Airlines.
Well, then how come everybody says Alaskan? But I know.
I remember it being Alaskan Airlines. Oh, here's a good one. Remember the correction liquid whiteout?
Yeah.
WHIT-OUT, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. WITE-OUT.
No.
That's what this says.
Holy smokes, man.
It was never spelled like the color. It was WITE out.
We've lived in a lie.
Yeah. I'm calling bullshit on that play.
All of it. Yeah, Toshi. Yeah, I remember it as Alaskan Airlines. Same.
Okay. Morpheus. This is the big double Mandela effect inside of a brain fart. Morpheus in the Matrix. What if I told you everything you knew was a lie? You remember that line?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Never said it. It does not appear in the film.
So what does he say then?
I don't know, but that says that line never appears in the film. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Yeah, see? Yeah, he did say it. Right. I mean, why do so many people remember him saying that? Judy McKee. Yes, he did.
I remember him saying it. Okay, here's another Disney one. Cruella DeVille.
Mm-hmm.
How did she spell her last name?
Deville.
I don't.
That's
remember.
what I always thought. But apparently it was lowercase de space vil. DeVille. According to Disney, it was DeVille, not DeVille.
Man, Disney's smoking some good stuff.
I told you Disney's disqualified. Targeting. Head to the locker room.
Yeah. Disney needs to understand they don't need to get high on their own supply. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. Here's another Disney one. Me, Tarzan, you, Jane.
Yeah.
Never said it.
That's like
According to Disney, that line was never spoken.
next thing they're going to say is Doc Holliday never said,
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
I have heard one where somebody said he didn't say Huckleberry, he said Hucklebearer.
Fact, that's and he even said in an interview, no, I said I'm your Huckleberry because Huckleberry was back in the day, the vernacular was I'm the man for the job.
Yep.
Right.
But you know how they are explaining that? Because a hucklebearer, that's what the thing on the coffin's called is a huckle. So I'm your hucklebearer, meaning I'm going to be the one carrying your coffin. And they're like, oh, see, that's why he said that. And I'm like,
Val Kilmer.
Okay, here's one that's going to blow your minds, boys.
That said that.
Here's the one that's going to blow your mind because I remember watching this every year with my mom because she loved this movie. Okay, you ready? From God damn it, Follow the Yellow Brick Road. Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz.
I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
The line is actually, Toto, I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore. I don't remember it that way. I remember I don't think we're in Kansas anymore.
I remember that too, but I could see that getting misconstrued or misinterpreted to Toto. I'm not whatever you just read. So, yeah.
Harley, quit knocking crap over. Okay, Silence of the Lambs. Here's another one Doc's fixing to throw a flag on. Hello, Clarice.
Hello.
You remember that one?
Yes.
Apparently he didn't say it. He said good morning.
No.
According to this, he said good morning.
Good morning. He said hello.
I distinctly remember hello, Clarice.
Hello.
And that's another one that's permeated another. Remember Cable Guy when he put the chicken skins? He said hello, Clarice.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey said it. So
According to this, it never happened.
then why did Jim Carrey say it in Cable Guy?
Here's an old one. Beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah.
Kirk said it like every episode.
Yeah, at least every other episode.
Apparently, he never once said it in the entire series.
Let's ask William Shatner.
Doc, throw it.
Throw the flag, Doc. I need to get me one of them flags.
Like Hillary said, flag on the play.
This thing is pretty cool.
Okay, the original Mickey Mouse Steamboat Willie cartoon. Tail or no tail?
It's been so long since I've seen that. I don't.
Supposedly he had a tail in it, and I don't remember it that way.
I didn't kin.
Yeah, I didn't ken either.
I didn't kin.
This dog is so neglected.
Just he's just starved for attention.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, this is a show I never watched. Not even Annette thought this show was stupid, but it was extremely popular. Do you remember the series Sex and the City?
Remember it, but I never watched
Yeah, I
it.
remember it.
I didn't either. But apparently, it was never Sex and the City. It was Sex in the City.
Yeah, I remember the N, on the title. Yeah, Mr. Anderson. Some think it was CERN, that collider that caused this when they fired that mother up.
Fired that mother. Okay. Charles Schultz, creator of the Peanuts. How do you spell his last name?
SCHULZ.
You are correct, sir. But most people at our age think it had a TZ on the end.
Negative.
I thought it did.
Negative.
It was SHULZ. SCHULZ, not TZ.
We've already talked about that one, and he says, "Fly, you fools," even though somebody said, or some people say he said run. But he said fly. Because as soon as he let go, he was flying for a couple of days or however long it was.
That's interesting. Oh, Cajun Dog. Sex and the City. Mom had it on DVD. That's interesting.
Here we go. What color is chartreuse?
Kind of a pinkish color?
That's what I always thought. Chartreuse was kind of an off pink, but apparently it's actually a yellow green.
Man, they're making fun of us, man.
Okay, how about Forrest Gump? Life is like a box of chocolates.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah, but apparently that's not the line. The line said, "Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates."
Yeah. I do remember. Mama said life was like a box of chocolates.
Mama always said life was like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get.
She said that.
Okay, this was even joked about in The Simpsons. They never found the Lindbergh baby, right?
Right.
Incorrect. They did find it.
Oh, wait. Yeah, that's right.
But even The Simpsons, Abe Simpson, I'm the Lindbergh baby.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because they found it because the baby was
dead.
More.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you on a map? Where do you remember New Zealand being?
Next to Australia,
just below Australia.
Like here's Australia, here's New Zealand.
Okay. Do you remember it being northeast of?
Yeah.
It's actually southeast of Australia. It's below it.
Get the hell.
I always thought. I remember the globe I had in high school. I had a globe in my room. New Zealand was in the upper part, but it's not.
That's bizarre. Huh. Freaking satellites, man. Freaking satellites. Yeah, Toshi said just a ways north of Ossiland. That's what I thought too. Apparently we're wrong, dude. Or they're gaslighting us.
Some of these, I'm with Doc. Throw the flag on that. I'm calling bullshit on this play.
I think some of them, like Doc said earlier, could just be a word or two, like the mama said, or somebody just remembering the main part of it. Life is like a box of chocolates. Some of them I think are like that, but some of them are just like completely, totally, like when the lines are completely like the
100% different.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this one, Doc? Doc is our educated of the three of us. Or at least he uses the $20 words, and Robbie breaks them down into loose change.
Correct.
In Shakespeare's Julius Caesar, do you remember the line "Et tu, Brute"?
Yes. And you, Brutus?
And apparently, he said "you too, Brutus." He never said "Et tu, Brute." According to this,
because I used that in book. Which one was it? 2?
Yeah.
Where you made a joke, and Doc made a joke, and then you made a joke, and I said "Et tu, DA."
Yeah. Et tu, Brutus? Et tu, Brute? Yeah.
Hey, how do you spell deja vu?
DEJA-VU.
Most people think it was spelled DEJAVOUS.
I remember the VU.
I do too. I remember the VU. It's apparently DE with a little schwa mark over it, JA space VU, deja vu. But some people apparently remember it as being more French sounding deja vu, VOUS.
No, because we had a little when I was in high school, we had a lowrider truck club, and I had a blue, like a navy blue Mitsubishi, and my truck's name was Deja Blue, and the big silver European style tags, we had them all in the front of our trucks, and the guy spelled it DEJA space BLU.
Yeah. Yeah, Toshi. Yeah, deja vu.
Yep.
So apparently me and Toshi's been in the same universe the whole time. It's because we're remembering stuff exactly the same.
Do you remember the band had Ann Lennox in it, Eurythmics?
Yeah.
Sweet Dreams Are Made of These.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who am I to disagree?
Apparently, the line. A lot of people recall the line being "Sweet Dreams Are Made of This," but it was these.
That's weird.
A lot of people think it was this.
This doesn't rhyme with "Who am I to disagree?"
I agree, but that's a lot of people remember it wrong.
And then there's the dairy version of that song. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Who am I to disagree? That is a knee slapper, ain't it? If Angie's watching, she's laughing because she's the one that told me that. Sweet dreams are made of cheese. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of them, man.
Yeah.
Apparently so.
Apparently, I've all been living in different universes.
That's about all of the big ones I can find. There's some other stuff that, like, there's a YouTuber named Markiplier. I don't know who the hell that is, so I couldn't tell you whether it's right or not. I've heard the name. I couldn't pick him out of a crowd. So apparently fans vividly remember an episode of featuring him, but there's no record of it on Good Mythical Morning. Apparently people remember he was on a show called Good Mythical Morning, and it never happened.
With Rhett and Link. Good Mythical Morning, dude.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who them people is.
Yeah, they were from North Carolina. There's North Carolina boys, and they made it big. Now they're out in Hollywood. So, yeah. Okay. As in the immortal words of Forrest Gump, while y'all do this, I got to pay. I'll be right back.
I got
You must have drank him about 15 Dr. Peppers.
I've had like 3 liters of water.
That too.
Hillary says if his ass would have said you too, my country ass would have never even heard of Ed 2. I'm right there with you. I'm just a hillbilly from the sticks of Missouri. I wouldn't have been able to pick Et tu Brute out of a freaking lineup.
Well, I mean, it's Julius Caesar. What's he more likely to say?
Yeah, it'd say it in Latin.
You too, Brutus.
There's a computer-related one. The Control-Alt-Delete command. A lot of people attribute that to being created by Steve Jobs over at Apple, or whatever they call it now. No, not Microsoft. Steve Jobs is with.
Oh, wow.
I think it's Apple or the guy that makes iPhones and shit.
Bill Gates.
But no, they attribute it to Apple, but it was actually created by a dude that worked for IBM. And I knew that because I remember we used to jokingly refer to it as the IBM 3-fingered salute when your computer would lock up. That's about all of the good ones I can find. Some of the other ones that they're just so minor. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, I know I've heard one about the little, what's the little creatures in the little red and white balls? Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
That little yellow cat.
I mentioned that one a minute ago. I didn't bring it up because.
Yeah, there's something about either his tail was either black or not black. I don't know. I didn't watch that stuff, so I don't know if he did or didn't. But I know that's been one that I've seen a
Yeah,
lot.
I guess he's called Pikachu.
Yeah, that's him.
Pikachu's tail. Many recall a black tip on Pikachu's tail, but it's always been solid yellow with a brown base. I couldn't tell you. I don't know anything about Pokemon.
Yeah, if my oldest son was here, or both my sons, older boys, they both collected Pokemon cards. They'd probably be able to speak on that. But
Okay, Dr. Seuss.
okay,
Some people recall it being Suess, but it's always been Seuss.
I remember SEUSS.
I think so.
I think I do too. Yeah, some of these I'm with Doc. I'm calling the bullshit flag. Yeah, I distinctly remember from Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. Oh Lord, love it.
This dog is
Lord, love that little feller.
rotten. Yeah, I remember if you build it, they will come.
Yep.
Like, absolutely. Huh.
Yeah, another one that messes me up is Henry VIII's turkey leg. I mean, I distinctly remember that.
Oh,
Apparently, that does not exist.
That's embedded in here because I always wanted to eat one of them turkey legs.
What?
They sell those at Silver Dollar City, my man.
When we went,
you got to try them. Them's
when we
good
went,
eating.
when me and my buddies went to Cigar Fest in Pennsylvania, up in the Poconos, they were selling them big turkey legs. And Jeremiah Visage, my buddy, he's like 6'8", but he was wearing the bib overalls. He went up there and he'd already had quite a few. He went up there and got one of them turkey legs. He come back down and was holding it. And I said, "Wee, look at there. This is a country Henry VIII." And he's sitting there and he said, "I'm Henry VIII. I am." Holding the turkey leg.
Apparently, that portrait does not exist.
Yeah, I call BS on that.
Because
Here's one I didn't know about before. I apparently missed this one in the list. Another Disney one. I know, big shocker. Remember the Sword and the Stone about King Arthur?
Mm-hmm.
You remember Arthur pulling the sword out of the stone?
Yeah.
Didn't happen. He pulled it out of an anvil.
Huh?
The movie's called Sword and the Stone, but according to Disney, he actually pulled it out of an anvil.
Now, I will say, I remember him pulling it out of a stone because, obviously, like you said, the movie's called Sword and Stone. But I will say that at the Magic Kingdom in Florida, they do have the sword in an anvil because I got a picture of Kevin trying to pull it out, and there's an anvil. And I remember looking at my wife at the time saying, "Why they got that thing in an anvil? It's a sword and a stone." She's like, "I don't know. That doesn't make any sense."
Yeah, the book wasn't the Sword and the Anvil, or the movie wasn't the Sword and the Anvil.
Yeah.
Yeah, Vicky. Thank you, Vicky. Whatever. It was a stone. Agreed.
Yeah. Why would they call the movie The Sword and the Stone if it was in an anvil?
And I mean, Uther Pendragon, before when he made his big speech,
no one shall wield Excalibur but me, and he drives it into a stone. He didn't run into a blacksmith shop and go, "Oh yeah, watch this shit.
Hey, can I borrow your anvil right quick?"
Big.
I will go to my grave swearing that when Queen sang "We Are the Champions," at the end of the song they said "of the world." But according to this, didn't happen.
Well, what do they always say? History is written by those who win, and who wins? All those people with all the money, all the big corporations like Disney. So, are they just rewriting what they want, or want us to?
Yeah. Yeah, because on the Apple Music, I pulled up the lyrics and it says, "No time for losers because we are the champions." The end.
I told you. But I distinctly remember singing along with that song "of the world."
We are the champions.
And there's that pause.
World.
Of
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
And I remember that in Highlander, wasn't that? That movie was it, or that song was in Highlander, wasn't it?
Queen did the soundtrack, but I don't think "We Are the Champions" was in it.
There was some movie that song was in, and I remember.
I don't know what movie it was in. I can't remember it.
Oh, okay. Here's one. Here's one I didn't spot earlier. Do you remember the famous scene of the guy staring down the tank in Tiananmen Square?
Yes.
A lot of people claim they remember seeing the tank run over that guy. I don't. I know that guy vanished, but I don't remember ever seeing the tank run him over.
Yeah, I don't know if it was in a greasy spot, but yeah.
Yeah, this says that millions of people claim to remember that the tank man being ran over in Tiananmen Square, but he wasn't.
Yeah, but I mean,
but he did vanish.
Yeah, that was back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, they wouldn't have shown that unless it was on the Faces of Death VHS tape.
Joe Pesci in the movie Home Alone. Do you remember when they sneak in the place? He goes, "Let's hurry it up. This place gives me the creeps."
No.
Mm-hmm.
It was apparently never said in the movie, but I remember the line.
I do too.
Joe Pesci's like, "We got to get out of here. This place gives me the creeps."
Oh yeah, Mom, this place gives me the creeps.
Apparently, he never said that in the film.
Interessante.
The Target logo. Do you remember it just being the center, the white ring, and then the other red ring, or do you remember more rings?
It was like 3 rings, wasn't it?
I think it was just 3 rings, but a lot of people apparently remember it being a much bigger, like dartboard size.
I don't know.
I tell you the one about the Matrix, Morpheus saying, "What if I told you everything you knew was a lie?" I remember that line, but that absolutely freaks me out that they claim it was never in the film.
Yeah, my friend she just texted me, buddy, who was like, "Yeah, I remember We Are the Champions, pause of the world." Yeah,
So she said, "Toss the flag."
I did, man. I did. Need to have a freaking gun for this thing. Shoot it out all the time. Y'all just rotten. So rotten. Wow. Dude, we've been doing this. This has been almost an hour and a half. This is it's almost 8:30, man. Holy crap.
And I'm sure there's more examples of Mandela effects out there, but that's the ones that I just found digging in for the show.
That's crazy.
I was talking to my boys about the one with Sinbad playing Shazam, and they're like, "Yeah, I remember that movie. It was stupid." I'm like, "Yeah, it doesn't exist." They're like, "No."
Dude, I remember his goofy ass outfit he had on and everything with a big baggy ass.
What they're saying is that we're confusing it with a Shaquille O'Neal movie named Kazam. But I remember that separately.
I mean, that was two
Shaquille O'Neal and Sinbad look nothing alike.
No, 2 different movies, man.
Yeah. I think the boys had that videotape at some point.
Hey, that's a huge load of shit, it is.
That's right.
I didn't, Ken.
Yeah, I still say Vader said, "Luke, I am your father."
Yeah,
100%.
I concur.
And C-3PO did not have a silver damn leg. He was all gold. Toshi says, "I remember seeing that Sinbad Genie movie. It was separate from Shaq's movie." Right, I'm right there with you, Toshi. Eric Testament says Sinbad did it, and it was a dumb movie.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, man.
Maybe he just tried to scrub it from the internet and pretend it didn't happen.
Maybe they'll forget it if I delete all the rest.
He hired one of those companies to scrub it from the internet, and went around to yard sales all over the country buying every copy he could find and burying them in his backyard.
It's not here. Never existed. Yeah, Vicky, it was a bad movie. And I have seen some bad movies. It was pretty bad. I've been watching some really like C-grade westerns, and I'm like, ugh.
I'm telling you, these Mandela effects will really blow your mind. Because how is it that millions of people remember them certain ways?
Mass psychosis.
That's it. That's right. It's like Bigfoot. It's just everybody's imagining shit.
Yep.
There ain't no aliens, there ain't no Bigfoot, there ain't no Mandela Effects. Yeah, bullshit. Doc, throw the flag.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, this has been a good one, man. This has been a good one. What are you doing?
Jerry Carter said Jaws' girlfriend in 007 movie had braces, but now she doesn't.
Now I remember hearing some kind of rumor back when that movie first come out that and I think this was just some stupid thing that people just put out there that like he really had those teeth in real life, and he found a girl that had braces, and because he thought she had the same teeth as him, and that's why he wanted to date her. But I remember hearing that rumor going around at one point.
I remember that him with Jaws with those teeth. He like bite through chains, or he bit a shark in one movie.
Yep.
Right.
That was so cheesy, but I liked that character. Wasn't that the guy that played Lurch?
No, that was the guy that remember the big guy in Happy Gilmore, the original Happy Gilmore, the one he shot in the head with a nail gun. That was Richard
Keel.
Keel.
Kiel. Yeah.
Yes, I think it's pronounced Keel. I think, but
yeah.
Hillary, this said that C-3PO had a silver leg in A New Hope when he's first introduced, and that just isn't the case. I mean, he might have after he got taken apart and put back together in
Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back, but he did not in A New Hope.
It's okay, dude. Good.
Eric Testerman says, I remember being skinny once. Now I'm fluffy. Is that a Mandela effect or just wishful thinking? I think that was more than the wishful thinking in there, brother. Because I think that goes for a few of us. Casey Dog says, Doc's arm's getting a workout with that flag.
Yeah, it is. It's freaking crazy.
And here's something. Do you think the Mandela effects only got worse after CERN fired up that super collider?
Well, that's what. Yes, I'm saying that, and I think so. I think that's when a lot of the stuff, and it is coincidental. So,
do you know that as we speak, they're building an even larger super collider than the one that's in CERN? They're building an even bigger one in Texas, scheduled to go online, I believe, in 2030.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah. I mean, from what I'm being told, the one in Texas is going to be about the size of Rhode Island.
Get the heck out of here!
It's going to be big, biggest one on the planet.
Good Lord!
What the hell are they going to do with that thing?
I don't know. That's kind of scary.
And why?
Aliens. I don't know, man.
I don't know if CERN caused the problem, but I think they made it worse.
Yeah. I mean, and again, there's always that 1988 anomaly theory, and I've heard about that stuff, and I'm like, I mean, a lot of the stuff has merit. I don't know, man. Weird.
Harley's knocking crap off. He's trying to get comfortable, and he's pushing stuff off my desk. Little turd.
Hello, dog. This dog's just laying in my lap.
Trisha Arnold says IMDb shows that Sinbad was in that movie.
Then how can they claim it doesn't exist if IMDb's got it?
Because that is the International Movie Database.
That's right.
That's interesting.
Jerry Carter says, I visited St. Pete, Florida in 1983, walked through a beautiful park, went there again, and it turned into a ghetto, and they chased me out. It was a park, and then suddenly it was, that's crazy.
That is interesting.
But if IMDb says it's there, that's kind of the gold standard.
Yeah, it is.
Hillary says, I consulted the Googles, and they said he had a silver leg in all three of the first trilogy movies. All hail the Googles. I don't buy it. I had the action figures. I was a huge Star Wars fan as a kid, and C-3PO was completely gold. Northwoods, you're right. Harley is not a lap dog. Harley's a get on the couch and then push you off because he wants the whole couch kind of dog.
Okay. So there's a C-3PO with a all gold, and there's a C-3PO with a silver leg. Well, lower right leg is silver on one of them, and on the other one, that's a Lego.
Now,
Jeremy Briggs says the scary ghost and 3 men and a baby standing in the curtain. I think that's just a ghost. I don't think that's a Mandela effect, but I think that's just a legit, they caught a ghost on camera. Would not be the first time that a Hollywood production captured a ghost on camera. Another great example of Hollywood catching more on camera than they thought. The original movie Nosferatu with Max Schreck. He played a vampire so convincingly people were convinced he was legitimately a vampire playing that on a part. In fact, they're playing that on the screen. And was a movie made just a few years ago about Max Schreck being an actual Nosferatu.
Didn't Willem Dafoe played Max Schreck in that, I think.
Yep. River Morris says, hey, brother, what's up, River? He says Fonzie rode a purple Harley in the early shows. Then they changed it to a 1949 Triumph Trophy 500. I don't remember the purple one. I grew up watching Happy Days. I always remember the Triumph.
Yeah, I remember the Triumph.
It was like what, black and
silver? I had a Triumph because of that. It wasn't a trophy. It was a Bonnie. It was a Bonneville. Had a 67 Bonnie for a couple of years. I really liked that bike. I wish I'd have never sold it. Northwoods.
Northwoods is on a freaking roll tonight, man.
I'm right there with you, Northwoods.
Yeah, I hear you.
Jonathan said CERN first came online in October of 1955. I thought it didn't come online until like the 80s.
Are you serial?
Apparently that
looks even.
I'm going to consult the Googles.
That's crazy. Crazy, man. Crazy. Interesting.
All right, according to this, the CERN Large Hadron Collider officially came online in September of 2008. That was the first successful circulation of a particle beam through its 27-kilometer ring beneath the Franco-Swiss border near Geneva. It is marked as the beginning of a new era in particle physics, culminating in the discovery of the Higgs boson in 2012. Since then, the LHC has undergone multiple upgrades and restarts, including a major reboot in 2022 after a 3-year shutdown. If you're... Yeah. I want to see when CERN was founded. Okay, CERN was officially founded on September 29, 1954, but the Large Hadron Collider apparently didn't come online, or did it, until 2008. Maybe they just didn't want us to know they were monkeying with the timeline years and years ago.
They were Curious Georging it.
Dang, dude.
Tricia said the Harley was in the first season It was changed only because it was too heavy for Winkler. That's why he went to the Triumphs, I guess.
Yeah, Henry's not a big dude.
Mm-mm. But you know he lived with Sly Stallone? Oh, and that's how he was friends with him, and that's pretty much how he got the job of or the role of Fonzie.
It's kind of cool.
Mm-hmm. Just a
Boys,
little Fonzie trivia.
I'm wigged out at all of these. Some of these I hadn't even heard of.
Yeah, same.
I just compiled a whole list of them by searching the Googles and was reading off the best of the ones I found. But yeah, some of these I was like, holy crap, that's a Mandela Effect. That's a thing. Like the Field of Dreams thing. I
never heard of that one.
Me neither. Me neither.
I was just being polite.
I may not sleep well tonight pondering all of these things.
I know.
It's kind of messing with my brain.
DA is flabbergasted.
It done gasted my flabber.
Yeah, Jonathan. Yeah, CERN is a whole rabbit hole. Yet you could do a whole show on the. We could do a whole show on the theories the behind CERN and all the.
Did you know back in I think it was the 60s, the Russians built a much smaller super collider, and one of their scientists stuck his head in it to see what would happen, and I guess he lived, but it messed him up.
Well, that book that I told you about, Primitive War,
Mm-hmm.
that they just made a movie out of, that author used that was kind of sort of the basis of how, because the Russians used that little super collider that they made in Vietnam, and that's how they opened up the portal and brought the dinosaurs in that movie. I mean, I don't know if the movie did it, but that's how they did it in the book.
Yeah, and there's some movie coming out with dinosaurs in Vietnam and.
Yeah, that's it. It's Primitive War.
Primitive was it? Yeah, it's the MAC-PSOG dudes.
Yep.
Okay.
The Vulture Squad.
The most notable Russian scientist associated with the super collider accidents is Anatoly Bugorsky, a particle physicist who survived a 1978 incident where a high-energy proton beam from the U-70 synchrotron passed through his head, causing paralysis and seizures, but allowing him to complete his PhD. Russian scientists in general have contributed significantly to the field, including the Large Hadron Collider at CERN, although their collaboration was impacted by a ban on partnerships with the Russian government instituted in 2024.
He's lucky he wasn't called Anatoly Nohednikov.
Yeah, no kidding. The incident. In 1978, Bugorsky was working on the U-70 synchrotron, a particle accelerator, when a safety mechanism failed and a proton beam shot through his skull. The beam contained 70 billion electron volts of energy and traveled at nearly the speed of light. The aftermath. Bugorsky saw an intense flash of light but felt no pain at the time.
You think?
He later developed partial facial paralysis, loss of hearing in one ear, and experienced seizures. Despite receiving a radiation dose that was hundreds of times the lethal limit, Bugorsky survived, continued his work, and completed his PhD.
It's because he's freaking Russian, man. He probably had so much vodka on board that it counteracted the freaking particle beam.
Yeah.
Does it say that he turned green?
Turned into the Hulk.
Yeah, I mean,
Is this thing on?
he saw a bright flash of light. Well, no.
Okay. If you guys have watched that series about Chernobyl, when they're talking about like up to 5 rotogens are is safe, but anything beyond that starts causing cancer, and Chernobyl had caused like 15,000 rotogens, and they were like, people are going to die if we don't get them out of here. Well, apparently this guy's noggin absorbed 300,000 rotogens.
Holy shnikes.
Holy crap!
That's insane, man.
Doctors expected him to die, but he survived with severe but non-fatal injuries. The left half of Bogorski's face swelled up beyond recognition, and over the next several days, the skin started to peel, revealing the path that the proton beam had burned through parts of his face, his bone, and the brain tissue underneath. As it was believed he had received far in excess of a fatal dose of radiation, Bogorski was taken to a clinic in Moscow where doctors could observe his expected demise. However, Bogorski survived, completed his PhD, and continued working as a particle physicist. There was virtually no damage to his intellectual capacity, but the fatigue of mental work increased markedly. Bogorski completely lost hearing in the left ear, replaced by a form of tinnitus. The left half of his face became paralyzed due to the destruction of the nerves. He was able to function well, except for the occasional complex partial seizures and rare tonic-clonic seizures. The paralyzed side of his face never aged.
You know, I've heard of wrapping your head around your work. That's a little bit ridiculous.
But it never aged. That's...
In 1996, Bogorski applied unsuccessfully for disability from the Russian state to receive free epilepsy medication. Bogorski showed interest in making himself available for study to Western researchers, but cannot afford to leave Russia.
Holy crap, man.
So apparently he was still alive in 96. He may still be alive, because it doesn't say anything about his death.
Or at least the left side of his face is.
Yeah, the left side of his face doesn't age. That is freaky.
Wow.
Yeah, I would not recommend sticking your head in a particle accelerator to achieve immortality.
Probably would not end well.
Yeah, the expected part, the exposed parts of his head received a local dose of 200 to 300,000 roentgens, 2,000 to 3,000 sieverts.
He must have been
which is like thousands of times the lethal dose.
He must have been part cockroach.
Yeah. Which upper dinner, Doc?
That was nuts.
Yeah. The moral of the story: don't stick your head in a particle accelerator.
Bad. That's bad. Typically bad.
Yeah. Apparently, he's still alive. He was born in 1942. He's 83.
Dang. And the left side of his face doesn't look a day over 30.
He's got a French kiss from a wiener dog.
Don't do that. Know what else you were just down there licking? Oh.
Yeah, you gotta feel sorry for that dude. I mean, apparently the safety measures failed, and he stuck his head in to see what the malfunction was, and got zapped.
Yeah.
He's like, something wrong here.
Yeah.
But all his buddies were like, "Really, Igor? Stick your head in there. It's perfectly safe."
You know, that may be where the first Wilhelm scream came from.
That may have been where they recorded it, or where they copied Goofy's yell for Disney.
That's what I'm saying. That was the first place for.
I'm telling you, boys. We've had some freaky shows that weirded me out before, but this one really took the cake.
Very interesting.
I got to say, Mandela Effects freaked me out. But not as much as that poor bastard that stuck his head in that particle accelerator. Whoa.
Yeah. At what point, when you're hearing all them klaxons going off, and all them red lights is flashing, and that energy's humming, do you, as a PhD or almost a PhD scientist, think, you know what, I need to stick my head in that and look and see what's going on?
I'm thinking beer and I dare you was involved.
Yeah.
Kind of like baiting your cousin with a couple of tall boys and saying, "I'll bet you ain't got a hair on your ass if you don't stick your tongue in that bug zapper."
So to paraphrase, crossing streams is bad. Crossing streams is bad.
It'll burn your face off, or at least make the left side of your face ageless.
Bless you.
He turned around and looked at his buddy and said, "Here, hold my vodka."
Vicky, he's been sleeping all day.
Him's all tuckered out.
Him is. He's got such a tough life.
I'm going to see if I can find a picture of him.
So funny. Justin and Harold said the same thing. Hold my vodka.
Yep.
Oh my vodka. Yo, watch this.
At least he got ahead of the problem. That's good.
That's funny. Messed up, but funny.
That is. That's why we laughed at it. Because it's messed
Oh,
up.
dude.
He turned around and said, I think I see what the problem is now.
Right. What's that sound? What's that sound?
Okay, you guys have got to see this. Like I said, this dude is like 83 years old. Okay, let me share this.
Whoa. Dude, that's nuts.
Isn't that freaky?
That is nuts.
I need no Botox, comrade.
And like I said, yeah, his right side of his face doesn't look a day over 40.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude. That's
I thought surely that had to be that had to be when they said that in that article. I thought that had to be like, they were just joking, or it appeared to have not aged. But no, this straight up one side of his face looks half the age of the other.
yeah. Dang.
Toshi says one side looks like scales from a lizard. That's kind of one side stayed young, the other side got flambéed. Poor dude.
It's a wonder, because he went deaf, right? Or has bad tinnitus in that left ear.
Got like severe tinnitus in his left ear.
It's a wonder he didn't go blind in that side too.
Right?
Man,
That is just nuts.
that's freaking cool, man. I mean, I hate that it happened to him, but it's still freaking cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he is unique. There is no one else that's had that problem on this planet.
Sure. For sure.
That we know of, anyway.
Yeah, that we know of.
You're going to get like 3 million times the lethal radiation dose and still live.
Yeah.
Like I said, he must be part cockroach.
And the Russian one in the 70s was far less powerful than the one that CERN's got today. And from what I'm given to understand, I think you could stand up at the one at CERN. And the one in Russia, he just stuck his head in it. The one in Texas is going to be even bigger than that.
Great. Lovely.
Yeah, the one in CERN is like 27 kilometers long. I think the one that they're building in Texas is going to be over 100 miles.
Be ready for dinosaurs, boys.
What's going to open up right in the middle of that sumbitch?
You're building a real world Stargate.
Yeah.
Literally.
You ain't kidding. We don't know what's gonna happen when you've got those particles moving beyond the speed of light. What's going to happen inside that?
I know. That's what's so funny about it. I mean, he's like, hey, let's fire this bitch up and see what happens.
Hey, one of you guys go stand out there in the middle and try to look tasty.
Yeah.
What does he mean, look tasty? You'll find out in a minute. Fire it up.
Yeah. Oh, my
Fire in the hole.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but if they build a 100-mile long one in Texas that's going near the speed of light, that's Texas. Some asshole's going to try to turn that into a roller coaster.
be so interesting.
You guys want to ride the Super Collider?
It's going to be interesting, that's for sure.
I rode it once. When I stepped off, it was 1958.
When it took off, my nose went through the back of my skull. Oh my goodness, man. That's so funny. Whew.
Well, folks, I hope we not only entertained but gave you guys, nightmare fuel to think about the rest of the night, because I know I certainly have got it.
This has been a very thought-provoking show. Honestly, man, just to think about this kind of stuff, and and like Robbie said, and I agree. It's the same thing. I hold strong in my convictions of faith and everything like that. But on the other hand, there's some stuff that's really difficult to explain out there.
Roxanne says Google says the new one will be 56.5 miles.
How many miles is 27 kilometers in freedom units?
Well, a click is what, 0.6 miles?
Something like that. 0.6, 0.7, something like that.
Hold on.
27 kilometers to miles. 16.78 miles.
Yeah, so this thing's going to be bigger by a factor of 4.
Holy shnikes. That's going to be huge.
They're putting it. They're making it as they're using the kid from the How I Married an Axe Murderer's head as the measurement for it. Dune.
Jeez, that's Joseph and the bride. That's like an orange and a toothpack. It's huge.
Cry himself to sleep on his huge fucking pillow.
On his huge pillow.
We got a paper Dune. Paper Dune.
If you want my body and you think I'm sexy.
Oh, we're digressing.
Yeah, we derailed. We badly derailed. Hey, since we're coming up on the top of the second hour, Doc, let's do a shameless plug for Dark Angel Medical.
All right, head out there to darkangelmedical.com and get all your trauma kit needs. We got kits for your car, we got kits for your boat, we got kits for your purse, we got kits for your European shoulder bag, your man purse, your satchel, whatever you want to call it. But big thing about having these kits is getting the training on how to use them, and we also offer the training too. So we got first aid kits, we got trauma kits, and so there's a big difference in these two kits. We have a YouTube channel that talks about it, and like I said, I'm very passionate about getting this information out to people, get the training out to people, because we've got 207 confirmed saves, and that life you save may be yours. And if you ever do use one of our kits to save your life or the life of somebody else, we'll replace it 100% free of charge. That's called our Kit for Life Guarantee. All of our kits are HSA, FSA approved, so you can go on there and use some of those funds to buy some of those kits and sign up for the training. And if you want a little brief refresher, we've got online training as on the YouTube channel. It's a 30-minute video, free training video. And if you want to come to a class but you just don't like people, then we got an online training class too that you can take as well. So, man, head out there to our website. Use a coupon code CRYPTID20. That's 20% off your order, off of anything on our website, and we will take care of you, and we will definitely pack it with love, because like we say, we pack birthdays into boxes, man. And that's the important thing about it, because having the kit is one thing, having the training is what is the icing on the cake. And so head over to darkangelmedical.com and get a kit, get trained, and be the difference.
So if you're planning on sticking your head in a neutron collider, make sure you got your Dark Angel Medical kit.
You tie the tourniquet about right here.
Right. I can sell you a burn kit for that, to put a cooling, calming salve. Not so much here or here, right here.
It's going to ship you a big aloe vera plant with it.
Right. Here's your aloe vera plant.
Robbie, you want to tell us a little bit about Scalawag Tactical?
Oh, I certainly. Let me grab
Some sticky, sharp, pointy thing.
Yes, a sticky, stabby, pokey, sharpy, pointy thing. Scalawag Tactical, another one of our affiliates, veteran-owned company. Craig and his guys, and they've partnered with a couple of other good companies, but they make some really high quality, as DA said, sharpie, pokey, sticky, pointy things. Check them out. Tell them we sent you. Use code DA Roberts 10 at checkout. That will get you even on the blemish blade section. That's still good for that, even though you're going to get a good deal on those anyway. But you can add that on top of that, on top of anything. Not only knives, they've got the good swag. They got shirts. They've got hats. They've got just all kinds of shot glasses, whiskey glasses. What's those little things called, DA? The little fork things that are.
Oh, the Sporky Spork?
Sporky Spork. I couldn't remember what it was called.
Oh, yeah, mine. That's on my key ring.
All kinds of stuff. Go check them out. Tell them we sent you. Code DA Roberts 10 at checkout.
And our most recent affiliate is the good folks over at SigwoArms.com. Reach out to them at SigwoArms.com. Don't forget to use discount code Bigfoot5 for 5% off your orders. They are making, they're making these bad boys right here with the codename Wild Hunt code and Team Odin logo on there. They're doing it for just about anything, and they're the only ones with the licensing to do so. So if you want to get a pew pew that with the Team Odin logo on it, they're the folks to reach out to, and they will take good care of you. Also, for those of you who may not be aware of this, they are now making their own ammo. They've got the machines set up. They are making ammo, and they're making it at good, solid prices. They're beating most brands. In fact, I'm heading over there, the next few days to pick up some, slightly larger than 5mm Freedom Seed distributions. I think y'all know the delineation on that. It's roughly 0.223 inches in diameter, if you get my meaning. But I'll be picking some of those up. They're also making bigger, like 308 and other rounds as well. So check them out.
Got some of those
300 blackout, yeah. And their prices are competitive, if not better, than a lot of places. So check them out. Again, Sigwo Arms. Oh, I never put that up. What the heck am I? I'm losing my brain. There we go. Yeah, it's SigwoArms.com. And there's two guys named Cody that work there, and we just refer to them as the Codys. But reach out to Cody at SigwoArms.com, and he will hook you up, or just go to the website and hit the contact button. But SigwoArms.com, they got your cordless Freedom Seed distribution devices and all your Wild Hunt accessories for said items. So check them out and let them know we sent you, because we're damn proud to support our veterans and first responder-owned businesses. And we always will be. But now that we're at the end of the show, there's something that's near and dear to my heart that I will always
tell me to remind you about
the books. Oh yeah, make sure you're picking out Robbie's new book's almost done. He's got cover just about done. I'm finishing up the layout and the formatting for him. I should have that done tonight or tomorrow, and hopefully have my book done very shortly. I just sent all the elements over to the cover artist, so fingers crossed I'll have mine done here in the very, very near future, and we'll have those out as well. But you can find all of Robbie's books on Amazon.com. You can find mine there as well. And you can also find all of my stuff at daroberts.net. But watch out for the nightmarehunter.com. It's already up, but it's under reconstruction, and at some point in the near future, as soon as I can get it all together, you'll be able to find Robbie stuff, my stuff, Doc stuff, Steve, anything. Steve's boba joint here in Springfield. All of that will be accessible through the nightmarehunter.com. And watch for our appearances at conventions in the near future, as well as upcoming expeditions where we're going to go out to the funky wild and see if we can get some great stuff on camera. Now that we got some better night vision gear, we're hoping to get just that. So watch for a lot of cool stuff coming in the very near future. And if you like Robbie and my hats, reach out to Robbie and shoot him a message through Facebook or through his email, and tell him you want one, and I'm sure he'll hook you up. But I would be remiss, and I want to always make sure I do this. I want to mention the 22 a day. We lose 22 veterans a day to suicide, and that is 22 too many. It is entirely preventable. Check on your friends and family that are first responders. Check on your friends and family who are veterans or still active, because you never know when that one phone call, that one text is what keeps them off the edge that day. I say it before, and I'm gonna say it many times. I've got it on a T-shirt. It's right in big bold letters on the back, and I hope that people see it and take it to heart. It says, "Don't let the hard days win," because at least 22 times a day they are. So check on your friends and family. Let them know you're thinking about them. Let them know you care, because let's get 22 a day down to 0. Amen. And you can find, if you're a veteran, go to mission22.org, or if you're if you're a first responder, or just anybody in general, and any cell phone, dial 988. That's the suicide crisis line, and they will help you. Don't be afraid to reach out, folks. It doesn't make you weak. It doesn't make you less of a person. We've all had to do it at one time in our lives, and you just like you wouldn't want to go into combat alone. Don't fight this battle alone. Reach out, get the help you need, because I'd rather hear your story than read your obituary. Amen. Folks, thank you guys so much. We're going to close her out with the toast. Doc, you want to lead us out in the toast tonight? Absolutely. Get my hat off. I got just enough to toast with left.
So this is from the Irish drinking song called "The Parting Glass," and y'all just say it with me. Toast with what you have. But since it fell into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Sláinte ba.
Sláinte ba. See you guys on Monday night on Monday Mayhem.
Plains, the winds are howling, saloon doors swinging, shadows growling. 3 lawmen stand tough as rawhide. Yeah, Doc and DA, nothing can abide. Whiskey shots and poker faces, staring down the darkest spaces in this town where legends roam. These boys bring justice, sending evil home. Cryptid lawmen, wild and free, hunting monsters for all to see. With silver bullets and grit of steel, they fight the darkness, make the demons squeal. From dusty canyons to moonlit plains, justice rides with wind and rains. Cryptid lawmen, a fearsome sight, standing tall against the endless night. Jed's a howler, claws of steel. Doc's a biter, makes the devil real. But DA's a shifty one, a shape-shifting soul, can turn to anything, takes any form, takes control. Tonight the chupacabras come to town, sucking the life from all around. But these lawmen, they ain't afraid. They'll face the darkness unafraid. Cryptid lawmen, wild and free, hunting monsters for all to see. With silver bullets and grit of steel, they fight the darkness, make the demons squeal. From dusty canyons to moonlit plains, justice rides with wind and rains. Cryptid lawmen, a fearsome sight, standing tall against the endless night. Bat wings flap, the air grows cold, a chill and trap. But these lawmen, they're ready to fight underneath the pale moonlight. Jed and Doc transform with a howl. DA shifts, becomes a night owl. Together they stand, a force so strong against the evil right in the road. Cryptid lawmen, wild and free, hunting monsters for all to see. With against the endless night.